this demonstration we're going to use View Composer to create an automated pool and create linked clone desktops. So what I've already done is I've already created a virtual machine. It's a Windows 7 virtual machine. I've taken a snapshot of that virtual machine and I've already installed the View Composer software itself. So now all I need to do first off is I need to enable View Composer and authorize the View Administrator to use for quick prep. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to come down to my View configuration. I'm then going to come to servers. I'm then going to go to my virtual center server. I'm just going to edit the settings on my virtual center server and I'm going to enable View Composer. Next thing I'm going to do here, now that I've done all of this, I'm actually going to come in here and I'm just going to add in the user that's going to be responsible for quick prep. So what we'll do here, in the case of the domain name, that's going to be qa-vdc.com. The username will be esxadmin08. So I'll just put the qa-vdc / in front of that. And then what we'll do is we'll specify the password and click OK. Right, so we can see that now we're going to use qa-vdc.com and the user that we're going to use for quick prep is going to be esxadmin08. So we'll click OK, and what we should see is once this all verifies, we should see now that View Composer is enabled. Right, we can tell it's enabled. The icon's changed now for the Virtual Center server. We've now got the gold box sitting around it. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to create an automated pool of linked clone desktops. So we'll come into our Pools tab. What we'll now do is we'll just specify Add for the pools. We're going to go for an automated pool. So we'll select Next. We're then going to go for a dedicated pool and we'll ensure that Enable Automatic Assignment is turned on as well and select Next. Then what we'll do here is we're going to go for View Composer Linked Clones. So select Next. Now what we're going to do, just for the case of the ID, is we'll just specify pool-marketing. Now that we've done that, in the case of the display name, we're just going to call this marketing and we'll call that Win7 for the Windows 7 desktops. We're going to create that in the View folder of marketing desktops. And we'll just specify here that this is a linked mode and it's going to be used for automated pool. Right, so we've done that, select Next. And then what we'll do here is we'll just go through the various options that we've got in place. So all we're going to do here is we're going to enable the actual pool itself. We're not going to use any restrictions. In the case of users powering off their desktops, I'd quite like them to be ensured to be powered on, just for troubleshooting purposes. What we'll also do here is automatic log off after disconnect. We'll leave as never. We'll allow users to reset their desktop. We're not going to refresh the operating system disk after log off because that'll get rid of all the Delta changes to the virtual machine and potentially any software updates the users have made to their virtual desktop. We'll specify PC over IP as a display protocol. We'll allow users to change their protocol. We'll specify one monitor and we won't bother modifying any Adobe Flash. So we'll select Next now. And now what we're going to do here is we're just going to come into the settings for the View Composer disks. Now what the persistent disk is this allows users to redirect their Windows profile to a persistent disk. Now the persistent disk doesn't get wiped out in the case of a refresh, a recompose or a rebalance of the actual virtual machine pool itself. So what we'll do here is we're only going to specify 512 megabytes. We'll specify this to be the E drive rather than D drive for the persistent disk. What we can also do as well is we can specify not to redirect the Windows profile. And in the case of the disposable file, we're going to use this for the page file for the Windows 7 operating system. Now this will be wiped out after a log off. So what we'll do here is we will redirect the disposable files to a non-persistent disk. And we'll specify just at this point here 1536, which is 1.5 times the amount of RAM that I have in place for the virtual machines. Now I've done that, I'll select Next. And what we're going to do here is we're going to enable provisioning. We'll stop provisioning on error. And what I want to do with my naming pattern at this point here is I just want to create the Windows virtual machines as ESXi08, and then we'll do hyphen, and then we'll use the squiggly brackets, and we'll specify n:\fixed equals 2, and then we'll close the squiggly brackets, and we'll do hyphen mkt. So what this is going to do, it's going to create virtual machines called ESX08-1 01, 02, 03, all the way up to 99 -marketing. What we'll do in the case of the maximum number of desktops, we'll have 2. We'll specify the number of spare power on desktops to be 1. Scroll this down a little bit here, and what we'll do is we'll actually allow this to provision all the virtual machines up front. So we'll now select next. The default image we're going to use for the virtual machines will be, if we just browse through here, we're just going to look for snapshots of virtual machines, and we're going to go for the parent ESXi virtual machine itself. And select OK. We'll then specify the snapshot to create the replica from, and select OK. Now that we've done that, we'll just browse through, and we're just going to create the virtual machines in the training folder, or the training data center. We'll specify my ESXi host to actually power up and allow the virtual machines to run. The resource pool, what we'll do here is we'll just stick this one into the desktops and click OK. Now in the case of data stores, we'll just click the browse button. And what we're going to do here is we're going to actually do storage tiering. So we're going to use different data stores for the View Composer replica disks. As you can see here, it takes control over the placement of the parent image and all the linked clones to the Delta images. It's recommended that high performance data store be chosen for these images. So SSD ideally for the replica. Depending on your hardware setup, this may create a single point of failure. So what we're going to do here, we'll just select OK. We're going to select the local data store, and that's going to be used for the linked clones. And then what we'll do for the replica disks is on the replica disks, what we'll do here is we'll stick them on shared VMs. So yep, we'll use the data store for linked clones, and we'll use the shared VMs for the replica disks. So we'll have that in place now. In the case of the storage over commitment, we'll leave the defaults. What you can see here, we've got conservative, moderate, and aggressive for overcommitment. Right, so that's fine. We've got everything in place. So everything's good. We'll now click OK and select next. Right, in this case here, this is all to do with the fact of where do we want to put the virtual machines. So we're just going to browse through for the Active Directory container. We'll come into qavdc.com, and what we'll do here is we'll go to the VDC or U equals computers, and we'll put them all into one assigned. Right, we will use quick prep. We're not going to bother with any scripts. I'm not going to use sysprep. I am going to use quick prep to create unique virtual machines. We'll then select next, read the summary, and select finish. Once we've done all of that, next thing we need to do is just actually entitle these desktops. So what we'll do, come into entitlements. On entitlements, what we'll do is click add. What I'll do here is I'll entitle my view users group. So we'll click find there, select view users, click OK, and then click OK again. Right, so what we'll do next is we'll just come to our vSphere client and just verify that the virtual machines are getting created. Right, so what we can see here, we've got pool marketing created, and within pool marketing what we're going to get here is we're going to get what we classify as the read-only replica or the replica virtual machine. Now all the deltas will be built and actually signed to that replica. So the delta disks will be the individual new virtual machines, and in the case of the replica disk, that will be used for the operating system reads. So what we'll do here, we're not going to sit and watch this actually deploy these virtual machines. We'll pause the video at this point here and return back when the virtual machines are being created and verify that they do work. Okay, my 2 virtual machines are now created, so next thing I'll do here is I'll just actually go to my VMware View client, and what we'll do is we'll try to connect to one of these virtual machines. Right, so my VMware View client, we'll just come into the View client itself. Right, so we'll connect to our connection server. Within our connection server, we'll just click OK. Login as view user 08A. Login at this point here. Now what we'll do is we'll just come to our marketing Windows 7 desktop and click connect. And what we then get is we get our Windows 7 desktop. Just while that's launching up there, I'll just open up another VMware View client. And this time on this VMware View client, what we'll do is we'll open up a session as VMware user 08B. Right, so we'll just connect into our connection server. This time what we'll do, log in as a different user. So we log in as view user 08B. Go for the marking Windows 7 desktop again. This will connect us through to our desktop. Just while this is launching up here, what we'll do is we'll just go to our connection server software. Into View Administrator, we'll just go for the marketing pool. So we'll double click on that. What we'll do here is we'll just have a look at the Sessions tab. And what we should see is we should see a couple of sessions opened up to this pool. So if we just pull this along a little bit, what we can see is we can see view user 08B is connected to 01 marketing and view user 08A is connected to 02 marketing. Now, I specified that that pool should have a maximum of 2 desktops, and we have connection to the 2 desktops. And that's the end of this demonstration of creating linked clone virtual machines. Thank you.